And we live, baby. What's up, everybody? This is your boy Billy F. Gates, aka Steamin' Billy Beeman with This Is Your Fantasy Podcast. Man, I'm here with my guys, Paul the Truth, and also Jose, aka the Fantasy Fake Guru. Man, what's up? What's up, my brothers? How y'all doing?
Yo, what's up, man? It's fantasy week for my league. Shout out to everybody in my league preparing, doing their last whatever they got to do to get ready for our draft on Saturday, hosted by Jose over there, letting us use the house. He's gonna cook up some tri-tip for us, at least 8 tri-tips for us. We're gonna have some sandwiches going, hopefully potato salad. Wink, a wink. It's draft week, man. We're waiting for this all year. Let's
All
go.
year.
Let's go.
Just to let y'all know, we doing the pod too, live Saturday, and I believe that we're gonna have our producer in the house too, so we should be all like set up like fully, man, in the garage and all that. You know what I'm saying? We gonna be doing that shit right, boy.
House, I see. Okay.
Yes, sir. We doing things right, man. Y'all ready for this weekend or what?
Man, I can't wait, man. I can't
What-
wait.
What's your predicted draft grade, Mr. Paul?
My predicted draft grade with all the mock drafts.
Yeah, what do you think what do you think?
Oh,
Yeah.
Man, I'm usually in, the B area, high, maybe a C plus, but A's are pretty hard to get, but I stay consistent in the middle of the pack with a B. But I feel confident. I've done a lot of homework, research. I feel like this year's gonna be different, man. I'm trying some new stuff, and hopefully, man, hopefully we can get to that top of the mountain this year.
Feel it. Jose, same question for you, sir. What you feel like you gonna get?
Yeah, I mean, every year after I noticed that the draft grades, like it'll grade something really high, but that person doesn't grab a kicker. They don't grab a defense, so they'll grab a plethora of one position. So they get graded pretty high. Well, another guy who has a pretty decent team, he gets graded lower. Just I see him because obviously he has every piece that he should have. But I mean, that's off the system. But I mean, what I think I'm gonna get, besides the A plus, just kick back. I might get a C depending on how many drinks I have.
See? Yeah,
That's shooting for the stars for him right there.
I usually have decent drafts, but I like when I usually have a better draft, I usually suck during the season, bro. Like it just be all bad. But I think hopefully I'm gonna get like a B plus. That's what I'm shooting for. I really.
I'll say this year, I got the kids gonna be gone, wife gonna be gone, no families coming by. Usually when I'm hosting it, I got family stopping by. I got aunts and uncles in the house. I'm tending to them, talking to y'all in the bag. I come back, got 20 players gone. I don't know who the fuck's left. So I just be randomly picking somebody.
What draft is that? Has that happened? Did that happen last year?
I don't know. No, it doesn't happen every year, man. Stop. You go in the house. You go in the house because it's so damn hot outside. You go in there to cool down for a little bit while it's 110 and we're roasting outside, and you're over there chilling in the AC, looking through the window. Look through the little blinders. All right, I got like 4 more picks, and then you come out. Oh, give me all that, man.
Nah, not supposed to be 91 degrees or something like that. It ain't gonna be that hot. Anyway,
it's probably the coolest, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be nice on Saturday.
So we'll see.
Hey, is there any news for Josh Jacobs? Has he gone back to Vegas or?
Nothing yet, man. Get a couple preseason games in there. He'll show up. He'll probably report at the last second, pick up his, $10 million check, and then show up, a little sluggish in the beginning of the season because he hasn't been there all OTAs, training camps, and all that good stuff. So
overweight,
man. Pull that Eddie Lacy on. Was it Eddie Lacy? Showed up to Green Bay, looked like an offensive lineman.
Wasn't he like 260? Something like
that.
Big boy.
That was crazy.
He was a big boy, man. I don't know any other really big news that's happened this week besides Hard Knocks is back. You guys check the very first episode or what?
No, I didn't catch it.
The Jets are hosting this year, and Man, I'll tell you, after watching that episode 1, that Jets team looking mighty rejuvenated, man. What's up, Slammy? The boy Slammy's in the building. How you doing, brother?
Man, what's
It's
up,
been a
Slammy?
minute, man.
I haven't seen Slammy in a minute on the chat.
You
What's
ready?
up, man?
You ready for your fantasy football year, Slammy? I know we are. It's gonna be one hell of a season, man.
He's a Cowboys fan, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good question.
I think
something
he
like
is a
that, yeah.
Cowboys fan, man. Be careful drafting those Cowboy players, man. Don't be like my boy. Don't be like my boy Ant thinking Dak's gonna take you to the promised land. Yeah, and I remember. Yeah. Boy, think Ant's what? Dak's a top 5 quarterback or what?
Oh boy, thinks every Cowboys player is top. He's the bee's knees.
Yeah. Oh man, you guys are tripping. Let me grab him late in the round. Yeah, well, don't do it, man. Slammy, for your best interest, stay away from them Cowboys, man.
Facts. Yeah, no, but back to the Hard Knocks, man. He said I'm gonna do my draft the last preseason week. I think that I got my second draft that week, August 26th, for the TIYF league. That's gonna be fun. But they had all the stars out pretty much, man. You got Method Man out there in New York, at the practices. You got the man, what's his name? The dude that actually does the voice for Hard Knocks pulled up in a helicopter and all that. Like Aaron Rodgers wanted him. That was like one of the that was one of the things that Aaron Rodgers says. He's like, hey, I need the voice of God out here, so make it happen. But then everybody's like super, super happy, bro. Like you got Aaron Rodgers making one pass, and they're like, that's my quarterback. That's my quarterback. The coach is like, hey, that's our quarterback right there. There's only one person that can make that throw. Like, bro, literally going crazy for Aaron Rodgers, bro. But it's gearing up to be one of those good Hard Knock seasons, man. I'm actually excited to watch that shit.
Hey, a quick shout out to my boy Trey, who came in last place in my fantasy league last season. If you guys can see up in the top right over there, my boy went through with it all. When you come in last place, you're supposed to be on the corner for 30 minutes. And we had him in front of Art and Fair Mall holding this sign. We got plenty of videos and stuff. I know me, Jose, and Ant had a good time out there. Much love to Trey, man. Thank you for not quitting on the league, because I know the guy before that who came in last didn't show up, and we ended up kicking him out the league. But shout out to Trey for going through with the whole thing, for coming in last. So big props to him, man.
Hold on real quick. Go ahead and talk it. I'm gonna bring up the video so you know what I'm saying. The folks can see.
What about you, Jose? Jose, hey, did you have some fun out there watching Trey?
It was like a form of animal cruelty. It was pretty simple. But I mean, I was like 8 or 9 years in the league, in this draft, in this group of guys, and a lot of people were trying to come on board. We're not making it more people, so we came up with a good idea. I mean, if the person doesn't go in the corner, whoever's last place, we installed that last year. Obviously, the guy last year didn't do it, so we got a new member who joined. And Trey, he's won 2 times, 100 years ago, and he wanted, offered his services on the corner, or he was going to be out the league. So
the first one to do it.
Yeah, he
first one,
and he did it. Most of the times, last place always paid a little penalty. But we upped the stakes the past 2 years. But yeah, he was on the corner, and it was pretty funny. the reactions of the people. We almost saw a couple accidents. People almost ran into each other a couple times. Other than that, everyone yelling his name, telling him he sucks.
That one was epic. The one with the truck saying, "Trey, you suck."
Yeah, it was pretty funny, man. I mean, everybody put the cameras out. And that red light, man. He had about, I don't know, a good dozen, couple dozen cars parked, or stopped. They was just on him.
Here we go, y'all. This is the video. I think that was the one that said, Trey, you suck.
Everybody was like, come on, Trey, don't draft the running back. Everybody giving him advice at the red light. Oh man, it was just too much fun, man. It was too much fun. Everybody was heckling him, man. He was cool. Good to see. It was a nice warm day. I would have picked a cooler day for sure, but it is what it is.
That's too funny. That is too funny. I know we got the other one right here. Everybody was laughing at him, huh?
Oh man, it was. We had people walking by, took pictures with him. It was some random people, and somebody made him turn all the way around, and then they looked at him, pointed, and laughed at him. I think this is the one where they just had him turn all the way around. And they just point at him and just laugh. He's like, "Why you laugh?"
Shout out to Ryan. He's in the building.
Oh man, well, shout out! Hey, what's up, Ryan? Couldn't be here with us today. He's over there. He's at his training camp facilities, getting ready for the draft this week. So he flew all the way out to the San Diego Fantasy Football Convention, and he's over there, doing his homework to prepare for this weekend's draft. So sorry he couldn't be here. He's in mid season form already for fantasy.
Shout out to Trey, man, for handling that, being a man, taking, doing
big props, man. Big props to him.
Yeah, so I think as other we can vote on it, but I think that spot's a good spot. It had a lot of people in there. Or I suggested Doko, after like a little Kings game or something, or before a Kings game, there'd be a couple thousand people down there.
That's a little bit too cruel right there, man. You got people walking around. At least these guys in the cars honking their horns, but
at least those guys.
And those guys will be half drunk.
Football is
half drunk walking into the game. But it is something to think about. Maybe we do bring that up.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
For sure. I know. Hey, shout out to Ryan. He's on vacation this week, man. Enjoy it. We'll see you Saturday. I know you're probably going to be in the chat tonight, but yeah, man. So I know we missed last week. Everybody, people were sick. People had things to do. So apologize, but yeah, we back, and you know what I'm saying? We got our I know we talked about some of the overrated players. For me, it was Trevor Lawrence, number one on my list. You know what I'm saying? I also had David Montgomery. I didn't talk about this one, which was Odell Beckham, but he's on my list too. You know what I'm saying? And we had a cool little list. I forgot what everybody else had. I know Ryan had AJ Brown. That was a big one. That was a shock to me. He also had Christian Watson, which makes sense, and Kyle Pitts. And he also agrees with me on the David Montgomery situation. But this week, man, we got some dark horses. We got the NFL top 100 players list, and then we got some draft strategy talk tonight, man. I know that this month it's draft month. Everybody's getting ready. Got a long season, 18 games, man. And I'm excited. It's back. Football's back. Oh, it feels so good. I just hate preseason football, so I'm not worried about none of that. But yeah, man. Dark horses. Get right to this, man. The number one person on my list, Cam Akers, man. He's going to be a dark horse this year. Look, I feel like he came back a little too fast from that ACL injury. It was like a 6 month. Usually it takes like 9 to 12 months. He did it in 6. And then I feel like that whole last season last year, he just wasn't the same. I feel like he just returned a little too quickly. I don't know what happened in the offseason, but coming back all last season, that the whole Rams offense just looked in shambles. But towards the end of the season, you see Mr. Akers having glimpse of that old form. He was running hard. He was doing his thing. But by that time, man, I felt like it was too late. But I feel like this season he's going to come back strong. And this is going to be a steal in the draft. Not too many people are going to be high on him because of what happened all last season. But if you see what those last few games that he was able to do, you know what I'm saying? I feel like this whole offseason he's been training, getting back to that form, and he's going to be a dark horse. What you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, he started to pick it up towards you can see it when he was starting to get a little bit more healthier after that injury he was going through, and it just was lingering with him the whole time. And now he's finally 100% healthy. I don't even know who he's sharing the rock with. I think it was like, man, I can't remember who it was, but there's no threat for him to, lose that many carries to whoever's backing him up. But I feel like Cam Akers is due for a bigger year this year. I don't know about that offensive line for the Rams. I know it was just horrible last year, and then Stafford was just getting rocked, and that's what caused him to to leave the season early because of all the injuries or all the hits he took with all the injuries. But I mean, if that O line can hold up, I think that's one guy to kind of look for is Cam Akers for sure.
Yeah, so his backup is Kyren Williams.
Yeah, that's who it was. I know. Yeah.
Their third string is Zach Evans, and their fourth is Royce Freeman.
Yeah, so no really threat. I don't think there's a big threat there. I think that's his job and to lose if he's not not doing anything. But I think that's one guy. He'll get the bulk share of the carries there, and one of the guys that kind of focus on like I think he was been averaging like round 3, 4-ish type in drafts. I mean, if you can get him as a third running back, I mean, shoot. In the third round, you're drafting 3 straight running backs. Because I know some people still play old school and go 3 straight running backs in fantasy football. So, could be a guy that could help you out.
Yeah, man. What about you, Jose?
Hell no, I ain't touching that guy for shit.
Not on your list.
Nah, I just know he's not like a bruiser running back. Hasn't like. I mean, we haven't seen much of him either. Like I said, last year it was horrible. And the year before that, I mean, they went deep in the playoffs, but they won the Super Bowl.
He didn't play that season. He came back for the playoffs.
He came back in the Super Bowl or something like that, right? Or was that the
like,
Super Bowl year?
Yeah, it was Super Bowl year. He came back like the first or second week of the playoffs, but he didn't do much.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
that's why I said
he missed most of that season.
Yeah, it was the ACL, and he was supposed to miss, like I said, 9 to 12 months. He came back in like 6, which is wild.
Soon. Yeah, too soon.
I mean, I don't know. I ain't got much to say about the guy. I mean, he ain't done much for me to believe in him. Not even in fantasy either. So I mean,
after a couple of drinks, he'll be on that radar. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, if there's nobody else, man, Cam Akers, he's gonna see him in like the 5th, 6th. He's like, I'll take it.
I'll be drafting backup running backs by then. I'll pass on that. Dude. I'm straight.
Man, the second person I'm gonna talk about,
a backup running back get more points than him week to week.
Stop it.
This guy.
You'll see.
Guy. Now the second one I got on my list, because I got a list of 10, but I don't feel like going through all 10. But the second one I'm gonna hit on is Russell Wilson. Yeah, Mr. Russell Wilson did not have a good season last year. Man, that was just I don't know what everything went wrong. It was all him. Nobody else can blame. You know what I'm saying? It was just all him. But this year they got Sean Payton. Sean Payton, I feel like is going. He already went in there, laid down the law. There's no more extra help for Mr. Russell Wilson. He's not getting that star treatment that he wanted because I guess his coach, he had like his own personal coach. I think Sean Payton got rid of that and doing no more of that.
He had his own office too. Remember, he had his own office.
Yeah. He has no more office now. Like all that is taken away. Like Sean Payton was like, "No, we ain't doing that, bro. You're a player. We ain't treating you like that." I feel like they did way too much for Russell. He lost it all. Now he has to get it all back. But I feel like Sean Payton's going to come in and really make him work. And if it doesn't work, Russell's gone. Sean Payton's already said, like, look, you out of here, bro. I don't care. We're going to cut it, take the loss. But I feel like Russell Wilson is such a game player, like a player in this league. Like he's a dog when he has to be. And that's going to come out again. And I feel like he has the right coach, the right system. And this is going to be somebody to like just pick up. He's probably going to be another late pick. Nobody's going to believe in him. Like he's going to just drop. And you're probably going to get him a steal too. So I can see maybe 7th, 8th round, pick up Russell Wilson, have him on the bench for a little bit and just watch what he does, man.
I think you can get him later than that. In a lot of drafts. I think a lot of drafts getting him in like the 13th and 12th, way down there. I mean, that's kind of like worth the shot. I mean, Russell has the talent to be a top 10 quarterback in this league. We all know that. But the thing about it is, and I always go back to this every time we talk about Russell, man, I love Russell Wilson, man. I was always on the danger rush train, and I was always ready for that. But man, I don't see it ever since that injury. Ever since that injury he's had, man, he hasn't been the same danger rush to me, man. He hasn't been the same guy to me, man. I can't go and say like I want to draft him as a starter. Yeah, he had a crappy year last season. But yeah, worth taking a shot, like you're saying, Billy. I mean, way down there in the 12th, 13th round, something to hold on to. It's worth a shot. But he hasn't shown me yet. he has to show me something. You got to show me something for him to stay on my my team. Maybe a keeper, like in our league. Maybe you get him in the 13th, 14th round, and then you keep him, and he somehow shines. But that injury, ever since the injury, man, I'm staying away.
We're a year removed from the injury, though. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, he battled back again. He's another one that came back too fast from that injury. He, like I said, he just wants to play. He's a gamer, man. He's professional. He likes to be out there up with the team, and you know what I'm saying, do what he does. Jose, what you think?
Hold on, man. Shout out to the Raider Nation out there.
You see that? Yeah, I'll put it out one more time.
They answered this Sunday.
Excuse me?
So they getting the answer this Sunday.
Here we go.
Said, you already want some of this pie right here, my boy?
We talking playoffs or preseason, man? Bro? We talking
put money on it or what?
Preseason?
My boy, porn star Jimmy.
Porn star Jimmy trash.
Is he playing? He ain't even playing.
He ain't even playing.
Get his reps in. That's what he need to do.
He'll be handing out the Gatorade this weekend.
What are your thoughts on Mr. Russell Wilson?
I mean, I like your take on it, but I ain't gonna chance it. Me personally, nah, I ain't gonna do it. I mean, if you're looking to stack some quarterbacks, cool, see how he does. But this year, I can't put no faith in that guy. I'm going straight for a young slinger. I need to get my points up. Simple as that. I'm not putting my hopes and my beliefs and some guy who's married to another multi-millionaire guy, happy family, no one depending on him.
What's wrong with that?
Kumbaya, they're at Thanksgiving dinner, just singing, lovely song. I ain't got time for all that shit.
So you done drafting old quarterbacks? Is that what you're telling me? No more old quarterbacks?
Yeah, the dude's getting punked by Future, wise them. I can't be doing all that. Nah, I can't.
Who's really doing the punking though? Is it Future or is it Russell? Because after that song dropped, Russell had Future's son in the field with him. So I don't know, bro. I don't know.
That was cold blooded right there.
That was
My
a move,
in the
bro.
video? Whoa.
That's
whoa,
crazy.
Man. Wait, next flight. Next flight out, my boy.
Man, all right. The last person. Oh, go ahead, my bad.
I mean, yeah, he has a new coach. I mean, he can't. Ain't no way he can have a worse season than last year. I know that. There's no way he can have a worse season than last year. I mean, so it's only up from there. But I mean, that team. I mean, he just one of his wide receivers just blew his ACL or was his Achilles out with Tim Patrick.
Yeah,
and they got Jerry Jeudy. Who else they got?
But Jerry Jeudy, nice.
Who else the other side of him? Another it starts with an S.
Sutton.
Yeah.
Is it Cortland Sutton or something? Cortland Sutton, yeah.
Cortland Sutton, yeah.
So I mean, he got some decent receivers. He can do some damage in the AFC West.
Yeah.
But
I don't know, man. I'm not really a fan of Sutton, but I think Jerry Judy's got a good route running and stuff, and he's okay. But I don't see any of those receivers as like elite number one receivers. I think there's good, solid number twos. We talking fantasy, but yeah, I mean, who's the guy that's gonna just throw it up there and let him go get it? Type of receiver. Is that Sutton? I don't think that's Sutton.
I don't think they have that. I mean, you could try it with Jeudy. Like I said, Jeudy can get up there, jump up there, and do some things. But he does get injured a lot.
That deep ball is different out there in the mile high air. They could throw a little take further. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not saying. I mean, some people obviously, like Paul said, he'll go late on a lot of drafts. We haven't seen him play at all. Me personally, I wouldn't touch him though. Just me personally.
Somebody to stash, man. Somebody think about it. That's why I said it's my dark horse. This is my little list that I put together.
Smith had a better year than that guy. Geno Smith had a better year than that guy.
I've said that a million times, bro. I've said that a million times, bro. Everybody hated on me last season too. They're like, Geno, yeah, right. Nah. I was like, he was consistent all last season.
Geno's trash, bro. Hey, he has a one-hit wonder. My boy, go ahead. He's a one-hit wonder.
Geno played. He looked trash doing it. But at least when Russ did it, he looked good doing it. I don't know what the difference was.
Hey, shout out to
That
Trey.
is, that is the top. That's the top comment of the night.
Hey, shout out to Trey. There he is. There's our last place guy, man. Hey, what's up, Trey?
What's up, Trey? Hey, shout out to you, Trey, man. Big ups. I'm sorry I missed it. Sorry I wasn't there, but
Last place bums trying to get some input.
my the next one on my list, man, and then I'll pass it off to one of you two is Jared Goff, man. Look, I know that he wasn't doing much in LA, did what he had to do, but after last season, he was throwing some bombs. He was putting up some points. It wasn't as consistent as you would like a quarterback, but I think in year 2 with Detroit, I like what they're doing out there. They got, I hate their top running back, but it is what it is. Can't stand him. But I feel like Jared Goff is gonna have himself another decent season, bro. Like I feel like he's gonna be able to go out there and continue to sling the rock, put up points. That's because that's what they do. They make a comeback. He knows how to get people in the end zone, and they got a solid receiving core, bro. So for me, it's a dark horse. I feel like another late snatch that you could possibly get, Mr. Jared Goff. Since Paul's on the phone, what's up? What do you think?
You know, he actually had a pretty good season last year. Like Trey said right here, he's a top 10 fantasy quarterback, and fantasy wise, yeah, I mean, he's gonna put up some decent numbers, man. That offense, you know, starting to click it underneath that new coach they got. You know, he's going giving some good motivation, directing them, you know, in the right way.
Yep.
I mean, they won the last I want to say 7 of the last 9 games, and they had a pretty good end of the season last year.
Nah, for sure. They had a great season, especially at home, man.
Goff, you know, he did his job. You know, he did no real big mistakes and delivered the ball. They got some, you know, what's his name? St. Brown, pretty good wide receiver.
Amon-Ra, for sure. Solid.
The first round pick they had last year, he suspended 6 games, but he'll be back. And he was slinging the rock last year.
He was slinging the rock at home. He was slinging. I mean, as Ryan would say, he was one of the best quarterbacks at playing at home. You know, in the turf, in a dome, no weather, you know, conditions, just playing in a cool AC at 70 degrees. I mean, that must be nice to be able to, you know, dominating that type of environment. But when he's your starting fantasy quarterback, you know, and you playing in Green Bay in December, yeah, that's not one guy you want to probably start. But yeah, I mean, if you have options at quarterback, maybe, you know, stick with him playing at home and with fantasy with the matchups. But he looked good at times, but yet on the road he just wasn't so good.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be a little bit different this season, man. Like Trey saying, there's no Jamal Williams.
No, because I got my boy David Montgomery over there that's gonna drop 15 touchdowns.
That's
my
trash.
boy David Montgomery
trash,
about
bro.
to just kill it. My boy about to kill it this season.
Look at Jared Goff. Final 8 games of the season are in domes. That's a big key piece right there.
Yo,
you guys might want to take
go.
some notes.
Dang.
Trey's over here.
Cover corner from San Diego.
Look at that.
Jeez. Look at yo, still doing his homework. Damn.
Look at that. Dropping knowledge. I feel you. But so yeah, those are my top 3 dark horses of the draft, man. It's Cobra Chat now. What's up? What you guys got? You guys got any dark horses that you guys?
I got a couple actually that were actually on yours. I'm gonna go back to Samaje Perine. I think with the injury with Williams, I mean, we all talk about how long it takes you to recover from the ACL, and I have a feeling like, yeah, he talks about he's in training camp and he's practicing. That's all good and stuff, but he's not going to be running at 100% or however he was running before the injury. Just Samaje Perine is going to come in there. You know, I feel like he's going to be able to get you some early fantasy points, maybe until Williams gets back on his feet. Maybe it's not this season because it does take a long time to heal. We always talk about the old, like, hey, Saquon didn't look good until after a whole year. after the injury. So maybe it takes him a year, maybe it doesn't. Everybody heals different from that. But yeah, I think P Ryan has a good chance to help your team early in fantasy leagues until after like week 8, and maybe they start splitting it 50-50, and maybe he starts losing a couple some of that bulk of the load towards the end of the season. But early in the season, I think P Ryan can be some guy you can kind of look for and be a dark horse for you early in fantasy football.
Yeah, no, definitely. I agree with that. Jose?
Yeah, I've seen his name. He's been going up pretty high, or I'm gonna say pretty high, but around 6, around 7. In a lot of drafts I've seen. Um, it's just crazy, that backfield, man. And a lot of people, are have a chance to win that backfield position. P Ryan, coming from the Bengals, he always did pretty well when he started over there. So I mean, who says he can't do it over there, on a new squad, on the Broncos too. But if I'm looking at that team, I'm looking at they went to what, 6 running backs last year. I mean, they went through a handful of running backs last year. Hell of injuries to that team. But if it was me, we all seen that coach what's his name, Sean Payton, how he likes to use our running back position. We seen when he had Reggie Bush. We seen with Alvin Kamara. I mean, these.
Oh, we lost Jose.
So anyway, he wasn't talking any sense either way. But P Ryan is one of the guys. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Chris? I'm not gonna hit the end of this.
That must be his keeper, huh?
Yeah, that is his keeper. I think Chris is keeping him in I think he kept him in like the 8th round, something ridiculous like that. That dude, he's probably going in the 2nd and 3rd round, and if you're drafting him like normal in a normal draft, but with us keepers, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Who's keeping him?
Yeah.
What's popping, Chris? What's popping? I see you.
Another 2-time champ in the building.
Yes, sir. We got all the champs tonight.
All the champs. We got Ryan in there. You got Trey. You got Chris. And then I'm gonna win it this season, so I'll be on the board. Hey, so it's all good. We got all the champs here in the house. So yeah, it's a good look. It's a good look.
Most definitely.
What's up? Are everybody ready for fantasy week? I can see everybody's ready to. Everybody's watching the chat.
Two-time chat. Hey.
Oh man, that's pretty cool, man. Yeah, that's crazy.
P Ryan, man. Like Paul was saying, this is definitely somebody to keep your eye on, especially if you guys have later drafts. Just keep an eye out on the Williams news, man, because if he's not starting week 1, obviously he's the man out there in Denver. Definitely somebody to just hold on to, stash. He's definitely going to get his playing time. He's definitely going to get those numbers up. He's going to get it in the end zone, man. P Ryan is nice. He's definitely good in that Broncos offense, man. He just fits perfectly.
Yeah. I have a big sleeper here, and it's all if he could. This is all if he could stay healthy, man. This guy's been fucking battling injuries his whole career ever since he got in here, man. Rashad Penny, man. When this guy is on the field, this guy can be nasty out there in the backfield, man. It's just if he can stay healthy for one full season, maybe he's got that Deonta Foreman syndrome. If his first 4 years in the league, he couldn't stay healthy, and now all of a sudden Foreman looks like he got rid of that injury bug. And I think if they give Foreman a full-time job somewhere and without having to share the rock, I think he could be a really good fantasy running back for somebody. But yeah, if Penny can stay healthy, man, that guy does damage. I remember I had him in the beginning of the last season, and man, he was just wrecking for me. 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, 100 yards, a touchdown, and it was good enough for me to trade him right before he got hurt. Shout out to Ant, thank you for that. But I mean, yeah, if this guy can stay healthy, I think you're gonna find him in the later rounds, sleeper material. If he can stay healthy, man, it could be a steal.
Out there in Eagles now, right?
Yeah.
DeAndre Swift and Rashad Penny. Yeah, no, I agree with that. As long as he stays healthy, for sure.
Dang, that's a big one, man. It's a big one.
I really don't like Swift too much. I mean, yeah, I know he's definitely a good running back, but I feel like Rashad Penny, look what he did in Seattle, man. He'd run on anybody and everybody. He just couldn't stay healthy. So as long as he stays healthy, you're right, man. He's definitely the top running back out there in Philly, and they really got a crazy offense, man. They got a good O line. That's that's definitely nice. What do you think, Jose?
I just can't trust that Eagles, man.
You can't trust the Eagles.
What you talking about? Miles Sanders just had a career year out there as a running back, man.
This is Jalen Hurts, man. A little ball hog towards the goal line. Wants to run.
Yeah, I know, man. So if whoever has Jalen Hurts, man, is gonna ball out this season.
What's up, Thugsy?
So I just can't trust that offense, man. You mean Payne's gonna go late rounds, but
Chris, man.
he ain't gonna do no damage in fantasy. I don't think. Might be one game he might get 2 touchdowns. Like 25 points. He'll go crazy, then he'll get you 3, 6, 8 the next month. I'm good.
But you got to remember, we got 2 flex, man. So you gotta. I mean, if you can get him as a second flex, you can get 8 to 10 points out of him at a second flex. I think that's still pretty good.
Still gonna start him and get you 3 points. They don't mean shit. That's trash.
All right, man. We gotta change your name, Guru.
Yeah, I think Trey came in and solidified that one already.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, I like your 2 picks. Is that all you got tonight?
That's pretty much all I really had. Right. I'm actually one more. Actually, I'm drawing interest in AJ Dillon too. I've been reading up on that. I know that Buddy loves taking the helm now in Green Bay, and man, I think they're gonna just use this running back the 1-2 punch a lot more than normal. We know Aaron Rodgers out there. He was just Aaron Rodgers gonna throw the ball, but you don't have that anymore. So now you got to run this ball. You got to run the ball down their throats. And I feel like AJ Dillon's going to get a lot more touches. Even with Aaron Jones out there, I think they're both going to eat back there. And I think the stock's rising for AJ Dillon. He's going a lot later in rounds. And for me, possibility, I think you can get another steal there with AJ Dillon in later rounds.
You know what? I was high on AJ last season. Like, I was really high. You could Ryan could attest to this, man. I was talking about him a lot. You know what I'm saying, prior to the season, and then next thing you know, man, I don't know, he just didn't have a really good season at all. For me, I'm kicking back on AJ this season. Hopefully he balls out, because he's definitely a good running back, and I know they do split carries a lot. Aaron Jones is still the man out there, even though he's hella old, but he definitely has the talent enough to be RB1 and get big yards, get into the end zone. So I can see where you're going with that. So I see why he's on your list as a dark horse.
The last 2 years, I mean, the year before in 2001 or 21, he had 800 yards, 7 touchdowns. Last year he had 770 yards and 7 touchdowns. So that's not bad for sharing the rock. And I just think they're going to run a little bit more. I think he can get close to that 1,000 yards and maybe add 2 more touchdowns, get 900 yards, nine touchdowns. I'll take that as a flex too. Maybe even a regular flex, as long as he can stay productive out there. And have you seen the thighs on that guy, man? They're probably like this big, man. Like the thighs on that guy, don't call them thunder thighs for no reason. I think those are gonna kick into action, and I think AJ Dillon's due for a good year, man.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully, the Green Bay needs something. They need something. Jose, what do you think about AJ?
Dillon, yeah. Every year I see him go late, and I find myself trying to trade for him because Aaron Jones somehow gets hurt, and then the guy who's been had him the whole season and have him sit on the bench finally puts him in, and you're getting 10, 12 points easily. I'm mad at myself because I saw him in the 8th round and thought he was gonna go even further, and someone snagged him. So yeah, I mean, what round he'll go, I don't know. But if I see his name, slipping a little bit, I ain't gonna sit there and watch it no more. I'm just pull the trigger. Fuck it.
So you're on board. You think AJ Dillon could probably have a pretty solid season then?
I mean, they drafted this guy pretty high. I mean, I could see him finally surpass what's his name? Good old Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones.
Yeah. I mean, the guy runs hard, so I don't see why not. He can finally do it. I said Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers was there for the longest. He had probably more than a say so on who's starting next to him. So now that I say he ain't there no more, fuck it, let's put him thunder thighs in there. Run that.
Yeah, my boy Thunder Thighs. Ryan's always checking the weather. It's summertime. My boy's checking to see if it's raining in Green Bay in about 5 months. My boy's on top of it.
Gotta be, man. That's how he's two-time champ.
That's
That's how he got the double champ last season. He knows these things. What's up, Jose? You got any dark horses for us?
I want to say anybody on the Redskins staff. I want to say Redskins, Commanders, the Washington team, whatever they want to call them. I want to say anybody on that team, man. If you see some of the picks from that training camp from last year to this year, they have like 10,000 more people. They got the owner out of there. The whole fan base is excited. They got a whole new offensive coach, the dude from the what's his name? From the Chiefs. A black guy who never could get a goddamn job anywhere else. Forget his name. But yeah, I mean, anybody in that offense, man, they finna go crazy, I think. And shout out to anybody who gets Brian Robinson. You know what I'm saying? Good old B-Rob.
Stop it.
I'm just saying. Jahan Dotson was a rookie last year.
He had a good season.
He did have a good season.
Who's that quarterback out there?
Was Sam Howell?
Sam Howell? All right, man. So anybody from the Redskins, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I look
Come
I
on,
don't
man.
know about that.
We're trying to help people, Jose. What are you doing?
Yeah, hey, just letting you know. Look, they finna go. All the players are gonna go late. Look, all the players are gonna go late, and they gonna make some moves.
I don't see anybody drafting it. I didn't see any Redskins getting drafted early besides Scary Terry.
I was gonna say Scary Terry.
That's about it.
Damn, but I mean, you still got to worry about that quarterback situation out there.
Yeah.
Dark horses. I'm just letting you know.
So who's your top dark horse then from Washington? Who? B-Rob?
B-Rob or Jahan Dotson, both rookies last year.
One got shot and one didn't.
My boy got shot, came back.
See how people come back from ACL. Look at this is a full year removed from a couple of bullet wounds. Watch this guy just tear it up. Tell you that right now, man.
Yeah, is that all you got, Jose? Just anybody on Washington, huh?
That's for. I mean, I'm starting to jump on this Kyle Pitts train a little bit.
Easy, man. Ryan's watching.
Not because
you say Kyle Pitts. He's smiling right now. I can already see you smiling.
I showed you one video, and all of a sudden you're on that
train.
No. Kyle Pitts.
I'm not picking him high, but as far as how low he'll go, like, I've seen mock drafts. This dude's going like round 10. So like, yo, like if he's there like round 8, I might just snag him for the.
He ain't going that late, man. He ain't going that late.
I'm not drafting this guy. I mean, I don't know who would draft him before round 5. I mean,
he's in the chat, so chill. His ears perked up when you said that name.
This guy's in round 8. I mean, I might just throw in a little bone out there and tag him.
Boys, trying to turn the damn light on, man. All I can see is the reflection in your glasses right now.
All you need to see is that hat. That's all you gotta see.
Can't even see that.
Yeah.
I showed one little video and I was joking around. All of a sudden, Jose's eye on him, huh?
Jose's all over him.
Hey, round 8 or 9, yeah. If he's there, I snag him. Other than that, that's it.
He says, "I know who I'm getting at 7." I like it.
He's taking George Kittle at number 7 overall like 3 years ago. I remember when Chris took him. He ended up winning that. He ended up winning that year, man. That's what's crazy. I mean, I was laughing after the draft and everything. Guy drafts Kittle, and I'm like, what an idiot! And he ends up winning the belt that year. Jokes on me on that one, man. Damn, that's crazy.
It definitely is. You want to get into the rookies to watch, or do you want to get to this top 100 list real quick?
I would do the top 100.
That's how 100 is a joke.
You think so?
Yeah, just a segment for people to watch while there's no football going on.
And we could talk about the rookies now because that's pretty much fantasy right there. So we could do that.
We can do that. I ain't tripping. But I do want to point this out before we move on to that. For 2 weeks ago, I was talking on how overrated Trevor Lawrence was. They got him ranked 96 on the list in the top 100. He's ranked
So he's
96.
he's the top 100 player though.
That 96.
You know how many
bro.
players
Come on,
are in the NFL?
Yeah, but
Come on, bro.
they also make that list during the season. They don't make it after the season.
Come on, man.
So,
You gonna tell me
before he
Trevor
got-
Lawrence isn't better than Dalvin Cook? No,
Who?
Dalvin
Dalvin
Cook.
Cook-
He ain't
Dalvin
better than
Cook's at
Dalvin.
91. Hell nah. I take Dalvin Cook over before I take Trevor Lawrence.
My boy ain't even on the team.
It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. But yeah, man, I just wanted to point that out. Yeah, on a list of 100 people that the players vote on, he's up there 96. He's that trash.
Well, that's the reason why you wanted to bring that whole segment up, huh? Just because of Trevor Lawrence. All because of Trevor Lawrence. Hey, Trevor Lawrence is going to be a good quarterback this season, man. I honestly, he has a chance to be a top. I want to say almost. I don't want to say top 5 fantasy quarterback. That's pushing it, but I think he can be a top 10 quarterback in fantasy, man. I like Trevor Lawrence's game. I think he has plenty of weapons out there, man. There's no way he shouldn't do good this season, especially with reviving Evan Ingram's career out there as a tight end. I mean, they just got too many weapons, man. That offense just looks legit.
Shout out to Dougie, man. Doug E. Fresh out there, bro. That's the reason why. You know what I'm saying? That whole team is doing well. But Trevor Lawrence is caca.
Man.
All I gotta say, man.
He'll be he's a top 10 quarterback, man.
You guys draft him.
Two-time champ back me up on this one, man. I'm telling you.
You guys draft him. You guys have fun. He ain't gonna do nada.
Oh man.
All right, man. Let's do this, man. Rookie, go ahead, bro. This is your segment, man.
All
I'll
right,
let you
man.
handle this one.
I just wanted to talk about a couple of rookies to watch. I know it's draft season, guys. So I just want to throw a couple rookies out there because these are going to be the guys that are going to be later in the rounds, and they have potential to be the upside of being a wide receiver 2 or even turn into the next Justin Jefferson. You know what I mean? I know I won a league back when Jefferson was a rookie, and I think I got him off the free agency because nobody drafted him or something like that. So it was a crazy year. But yeah, so just a couple of guys to watch. I know these guys will be on the back burner. Some of them will be going earlier than most. But to keep an eye on them, let's just start
before you say anybody, I'm gonna say the first round pick for the Chargers, the wide receiver. Forget his name.
Let's start with he's on the list. You're talking about the receiver, Quentin Johnson, right?
There you go.
He's not. I want to start with Zay Flowers though first for the Ravens at number. Actually, I messed it up. Rashid Rice. Sorry, the Chiefs number 5. Rashid Rice has been he's been blowing it up in training camp, like everybody says. You know, everybody has good training camps, whatever. But the thing about the Chiefs, you got Pat Mahomes throwing them the football, and they're desperately looking for a number 1 wide receiver out there. Travis Kelce, you only do so much. The guy needs help, man. They can find another receiver out there in Kansas City to kind of just take the load off over there. Man, I think this guy could be the one. They also got another receiver out there. I can't remember, but this guy has been blowing it up. We won't know for sure until we kind of start seeing him run out there in a couple preseason games. But when you have the best quarterback throwing you the football, I mean, it's one guy that potentially kind of keep your eye on. I know I'm keeping an eye on this guy.
You talking about the dude who got injured in college and came back? About that guy?
Rashid Rice.
Yeah, there's another guy.
Oh yeah, the other one. The one that got injured. Yeah.
Yeah, I read a story on him. He's supposed to be a good ass receiver, but I guess he had some spinal cord problems in college. And he's supposed to be like a top 2 round pick.
Yeah, see, when you talk about spinal, I don't even know if you want to kind of like, I mean, if you're using a late pick, depends on how he does in preseason. So, but yeah, I mean, there's one guy for me to kind of watch. Do you know anything about him, Billy?
Nah, I haven't. I gotta. You're bringing him up, so I got to do some research, man. But
yeah, so the guy, he's 6'1", 200 pounds. They project him to go, 34 receptions, about 500 yards and 3 TDs. The typical entry level rookie projections for fantasy. But I mean, hey, the guy has some good route running skills, man. I was watching a couple of videos on him in training camp. I think some guy to keep an eye on.
Yeah, no, it sounds like it. No, that's a big wide receiver. That's what they need over there. They had the failed Juju Smith-Schuster whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I gotta look him up now.
Yeah, keep an eye on him. Later rounds could be potential. Could be one of the guys that maybe wins the league. You never know. They're desperately looking for a wide receiver one in Kansas City. Zay Flowers at number 4, Baltimore Ravens. One of us, a little bit smaller receiver at 5'9", 182 pounds. We all know that they got Odell out there. We all know they got Mark Andrews. We all know Lamar Jackson's coming back on that contract. A rookie to watch. I mean, this guy can straight out fly. I've seen him, put a couple of corners on their ass in training camp. The guy can move. I think he's a potential one of the potential wide receivers to keep an eye on. Also,
I would say so, man. Even though they got Rashad Bateman out there and Odell, I feel like that'll help Zay Flowers shine, especially in the AFC. He's gonna have the option of being able to be one-on-one a lot. He's not gonna get the double teams. That's gonna happen to Mark Andrews. It's gonna happen to Bateman. It's gonna happen to Odell. So I mean, if they have 4 wide sets, and or even the 3 wide set, they put him in the slot. Man, it's just he's gonna have a lot of opportunities out there. So I would see this as somebody being able to be in your lineup, especially with the two flex. Put him in that second flex, man, and see what he can do. I feel like it's a lot of upside with Zay Flowers, man. That was a great draft pick by the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, he's projected 53 receptions, 731 yards, 4 touchdowns. I feel like he could do way better than that his rookie season. I feel like I've never been high on Bateman. I know he's been battling injuries, but I've never been a guy that kind of just like, okay, Bateman's one of those receivers with the hype that he came into the league with. Compared to Zay Flowers, I think Zay Flowers has way more hype coming into the league than Bateman did. So I potentially, if he starts off hot, I don't know. I mean, that number 2 slot's there. I know Odell's not going to be there forever, so turns into their number one wide receiver. Nice little keeper for the following season. You just never know.
Yeah, again, that Odell situation, man. He's a year removed from the league. ACL, a couple ACLs, right? On both legs. He's all messed up. So,
boy's a robot out there.
So I said,
Terminator.
Zay Flowers has an opportunity to shine, and he's with one of the best quarterbacks in the league. So it's gonna be fun to watch the Ravens this year.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Moving on to the next guy, number 3. I think this guy has a lot of potential too, just because of the guy he's lining up the opposite side of. Justin, when you have Justin Jefferson on the other side and he's taking all the coverage away from you, yeah, I mean, Jordan Addison from the Vikings, 5'11", 173, kind of light, but that means this guy's a zoomer, man. This guy's going to straight out fly. They predict him 62 receptions, 820 yards, 5 TDs. Yeah, I mean, he has a chance to learn from one of the best wide receivers in the game right now. I mean, Jefferson came into this league and just blew it up, man. And now he's sitting in the same training camp as him. You kind of he's able to watch and learn from one of the better receiver, if not the best receiver in the NFL. Plenty of potential here, man. Can you imagine if this guy just comes out and becomes like what Justin Jefferson became as a rookie, and then you got both these wide receivers on the end?
And you can't you got TJ Hawkinson as your tight end too, bro.
You can't forget that.
That offense is nasty, bro. They got so many weapons, and then you still got Alexander Madison back there with the loss of Dalvin Cook. They're not even worried about it, man. It's just that's Madison and Dalvin Cook, bro. They were so easily interchangeable, especially when he was out, when Cooks was out. It's just gonna be. It's just another one of those years that Minnesota Vikings are going to be able to at least make the playoffs, man. And with the addition of Jordan Addison, with him being able to work side by side and try to be as good or even better than Justin Jefferson, you know what I'm saying? As long as he's a gamer like that, a baller like that, man, it's going to be. That's another offense that I'm going to have fun watching.
Yeah, and then you also got Captain Kurt slinging the rock over there. I mean, he's not no pushover. He can still get you the ball. He can still get the ball downfield. He still knows. He's still one of the not. I don't know. Maybe above average quarterbacks,
For sure.
or because I don't think he's average. I think he's above average.
He's above average,
but he's not. But he's not great. You know what I mean? Like in that,
he can get it. He'll get him to the playoffs for sure.
yeah. But I mean, yeah, he's just an above average quarterback. He's gonna get you. He's gonna put the ball where it needs to be.
He can
It's
sling
just
that
when
shit.
it's just when it becomes what 1 o'clock games. I wouldn't start him. I think that's what it is. he has trouble with. But yeah, that's one guy to keep an eye on. We're gonna move on to the next guy. I guess Jose missed out on his boy Quentin Johnston in for San Diego, LA Chargers.
They're still San Diego, bro.
And what did they bring in, Billy? They brought in another 6'3", 210-pound wide receiver. So another guy that you just throw the rock up to. It's not. Don't they got enough of those guys out there?
Nope, because Mike Williams is a bust. This is the replacement, man. This is a replacement season. Quentin Johnston is gonna go out there and take Mike Williams' spot, bro. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, man, that guy cannot stay healthy. I think he stayed healthy for 1 year and then he got paid, right?
Yep. And you got Mr. Justin Herbert out there, who, like I said, is the quarterback that makes the players better. So he's having a premier quarterback tossing him that ball. He got Keenan Allen out there still. You still got what's the tight end's name? Gerald Everett.
Everett.
Yeah. I have it right. Who's another good tight end? Got hands. He does what he has to do. I feel like he has a chance to, be another breakout wide receiver. I think there's gonna be a lot of wide receivers that are gonna be in contention for a rookie of the year, man. So offensive rookie of the year.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good year for rookie wide receivers.
For sure.
And I think this guy, he's one of those. When you're going into a system that's already got two established wide receivers, because yes, Keenan Allen can play, and when Mike Williams is healthy, he can play. Those two wide receivers can play. So you're talking about this guy being your third wide receiver, your third option, and you're talking about Everett 2 line up there. So let's just say he's the number 4 option. Yeah. I mean, you got all the opportunity. You better. I mean, if he can win his one-on-ones,
but that's not the only options either, because they had. Who are the other wide receivers? The backups. They have a lot of wide receivers.
Something Carter.
Yeah.
I can't remember, but yeah, they did have those other two wide receivers that came in there, and when both Keenan Allen and Mike Williams got hurt. Yeah, but they don't have this. They don't have the same type of capabilities as Quentin Johnston does.
That's my point. They look like they were some top rookie wide receivers with Justin Herbert throwing them the ball. So just imagine a bigger wide receiver that's 6'3", 208 on that line. What's going to happen? He's going to look even better than those wide receivers from last year. So
I don't think his yards are going to be there, but I think the touchdowns will be there. I think he's that kind of like that red zone target, that big body receiver you just kind of throw towards the back of the end zone and just let him go up and get it. But yeah, for sure, man. Are you pulling up those wide receivers?
It was Joshua Palmer. That's the one I was thinking about. Yeah, Joshua Palmer. They got so many people. They got John Hightower. They got a lot of wide receivers, man.
Yeah, big time, man. Yeah, so he's going. I think he's one of the rookie wide receivers that are going. Like I think it was the 7th round. I think even people were taking a shot on him a little early too in the 6th. But that's where you're gonna start. That's where you're kind of looking for those high risk, high reward type players. Yeah, you take them early, but if they end up panning out, could help you save your season, or actually help you win a championship.
I can tell you right now that's probably what I'm gonna be doing, because man, I'm so high on Justin Herbert, and just trust me, I like what he does with his wide receivers, how much he makes every single player around him better, man. And Quentin Johnson is going to be just one of those people that is going to be on my roster, man.
Oh yeah, so maybe
this next person too.
Okay, so let's get to this next guy. I have a feeling he has a chance to be, one of the offensive rookie of the year. Number 1, Jackson Smith and then Jigba from the Seattle Seahawks, just because of the system he's going into. He's got two he's got two wide receivers on the other side. Not one. He's got two solid wide receivers because Tyler Lockett. Everybody forgets about Tyler Lockett, but this guy only puts up 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns every season. So shout out to Tyler Lockett for just staying consistent every season. And then you got DK Metcalf, just a total freak athlete, who just looks like Superman running out there on the field.
Yep.
And then you put Jackson Smith and Njigba out there. The guy's a route runner. He's got speed. This guy's got the total package going into this NFL season. They predict him 58 receptions, 780 yards, and 4 touchdowns. I think this guy's easily a 1,000-yard wide receiver right off the bat, man. I think whoever gets him later in the rounds, I think this guy's gonna be the steal of fantasy drafts. I'm really high on this guy too. I just see his route running is just ridiculous, just from coming out of college on how I see this guy running. And then he's in a good spot with Seattle. You got your boy Geno Smith throwing him the rock. Geno's gonna hit him on those slants. He's gonna hit him on that short yardage stuff, and then take him deep once in a while.
So all right, everybody knows I'm a Michigan fan. Michigan Wolverines through and through. Go blue, all that. You know what I'm saying? And Jackson Smith and Jigba, he's from Ohio State. Sorry, super rivals and everything. But watching that kid play in college, man, especially against Michigan, I was blown away. I was just like, well, this kid, who is this kid? Right? I was watching him, looking him up. I was really like impressed with his game. Kid got hands. He's a super player, bro. Like he's a dog. And I was like, damn, when Seattle drafted him, dude, I'm just like, oh, I can't believe this has happened. And they just got themselves a legitimate wide receiver. I was been high on him in the draft. For him to go to Seattle, that makes me like, damn, he went from Ohio State, a team that I hate, to another team that I hate. But I ain't gonna hate on this kid because he's good. He's gonna be one of the top wide receivers in the league, man. You got what's his name? Tyler Lockett, who's getting older, who's gonna be out of the league soon. This kid is just gonna come in and be able to take that spot and be that special type of player. You know what I'm saying? Especially for the Seattle team. You got the most the highest completion rating quarterback in the league in Geno. And Geno wanted this kid. So if Geno wanted this kid, that's what. Bam. He's just gonna be one of those the NFC. I feel like, yeah, like you were saying, the NFC rookie of the year, because you got both sides. You got AFC and NFC, and I don't see any other special players like that on the NFC side besides Jackson Smith, man. So shout out to Seattle for grabbing him, man, and he's gonna ball out, man. Definitely a special kid.
Yeah, this guy, I seen there's a lot of hype on this guy right now, man, and there's good reason for it too. I mean, you can just see it in the videos. If you don't know anything about Jackson Smith and Njigba, and you're going into your fantasy draft, you should be doing your homework right now, because this is the one guy you want to look at going into the draft. And he might be even one of those guys if he ain't gonna be there on the way back, man. I'm pulling the trigger kind of now in that round where he's kind of looking good at. I mean, I think he's going right before Quentin Johnston. I think that's like round. I think he was going in 7. I think Njigba was going like 6 or 5. Yeah. So, I mean, the potential is there. I mean, all the pieces around him. They got a running game. I just see stars right here, man. That's one guy to just keep around.
So in 2021, in Ohio State, Jackson Njigba played like his most games. He played all season, I think 13 games. He had 95 receptions, and he had himself 1,600-yard season with 9 touchdowns. I mean, solid kid. That was his sophomore season. Last year, I know he didn't play as much, but I did watch him play against Michigan. But his kid is special. So for his whole career, 110 receptions, 1,600 yards. He averaged 15.4 yards per catch, and he has 10 receiving touchdowns for his career. But I feel like him coming into the league, being coached under Pete Carroll in that offense and that system, man, I feel like this is like the perfect place for him. It's just a really perfect fit for this kid, man. And it's good. I can't wait to watch him, and I get to watch him 2 times a year, man, at least. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. So hey, the rookie receivers look pretty solid this season, man. So those are just a couple that we wanted to go over. Those are all 5 of these guys. I think are getting drafted for sure in fantasy league. So if you're in the later rounds, those guys just make sure you keep an eye on.
I think the biggest ones though, for sure. I think that'll make the biggest impact. I want to say it's going to be Quentin and probably Zay. Jackson probably have a splash, but not. It'll be more towards the middle of the season. Yeah, more towards the middle of the end. Yes, but I would still draft them early. Still have them on your roster, but the ones that I could see that making the bigger splashes is Quentin and Zay. Only the Zay, I say Zay because of the Odell situation, how old they are. You got Rashad who can't stay healthy as well. So when you got 2 wide receivers that can't stay healthy, you're gonna have a man that's out there at least, being looked at. So, but those three wide receivers, man, I would draft for sure.
I'm gonna say the other 2 that's gonna have the biggest impact. I'm still on the Njigba train, but I think Jordan Addison, I think is gonna have a big one too. I think that guy is just gonna go in there, and I think he has close to 1,000 yards also, and maybe eight touchdowns, 7 touchdowns. So I think just because it's Minnesota, and we were talking about all the weapons they have out there, and he's a burner, man. This guy's taking the roof off the safeties back there, and I think you get a couple of those, 80-yard bombs or 70-yard bombs. He's gonna get you some fantasy points. But other than that, do we have anything else on these rookie wide receivers, Billy, or you want to move on to the most sexy position in fantasy football?
Yeah, let's move on. Jose's done for the night. He's that daddy duty. Kids woke up. Some. So.
All right, so the most sexy fantasy position, we all love the tight ends, right? It's the most important part of the fantasy football. But we're going to talk about the rookies. There's a couple of them here. I like one, maybe two on this list, but we'll start at number 5. I'm not really high on this guy because they already got a tight end out there in Pittsburgh. Darnell Washington's going in Pittsburgh. They project him 33 receptions, 348 yards, 2 touchdowns. You got Pat what's his name?
Firemouth.
Yeah.
Firemouth. That's
Ryan's boy.
That's Cobra's guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's all over him. So, but yeah, I don't see him taking anything away from him. I mean, on the back burner, I know they drafted him a little bit higher. This last season, or this last draft class with tight ends, they had a lot. There's a lot of draft talent for tight ends this last draft class. So he was available. They went on there. There's nothing wrong with having 2 good tight ends, but they just got to work the package in there. But I'm not really high just because of what they got already in Pittsburgh.
Okay. Yeah. No, I haven't heard too much about him. Pat Firemouth, I feel like that's the man. He's the gold standard out there. Unless an unfortunate event where Pat is injured, I don't see Darnell making too much of a splash like that. Maybe come in, get some run blocks. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, be the second tight end. Maybe get a couple. I don't see him getting 33. To be honest with you, maybe. I mean, that's a good projection. Hopefully, because that's you want rookies to have at least some type of stats and get him out there playing. But I don't see him doing too much, man. I think Pat's the man.
Yeah, for sure, man. Good. Yeah, for sure. Number 4, Luke Musgrave for the Packers. It looks like he's already won the starting job for the tight ends. I know the Packers have struggled with tight ends over I can't remember the last tight end that they had was kind of somewhat decent.
What was his name? It was like 2 years ago. What's his name? I forgot his name already.
Yeah, so you don't even know. Yeah, so the Packers have really never been known for their tight ends, man. And fantasy wise, you're talking about the guy that got hurt, Tonyan?
Robert Tonyan. There we go.
Hey.
That was the guy, bro. I had him. Remember, I drafted him like 2 seasons ago. He was fucking going off.
And yeah, but he had 1 year for 8. Well, he had 8 touchdowns. And, this guy's it's best thing
I had him that season, and then he got injured, and it was a wrap. And he wasn't the same after that. Yeah.
Didn't he blow his knee out, and they still signed him for another year?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, it looks like this guy's gonna be the starting tight end. We know they got to do. He's still a rookie in my eyes. Buddy
Bubba,
Love.
Bubba Franks.
Yeah,
That
Bubba
was-
Franks. That's way out there.
Bro, that was the only other notable like tight end that I.
They had Jimmy Graham out there for a little bit
Yeah,
too, though.
they did have Jimmy, but I mean
Yeah.
he wasn't no Bubba Franks.
Yeah, no, Bubba Franks. Hey, what about that? They had another guy out there that he's played in the year. He's like 38 years old. Oh my gosh, there's another guy. I don't know.
Mercedes Lewis.
Mercedes Lewis. Yeah, there you go.
Bro, yeah.
I remember we talked about Mercedes Lewis on the pod, man.
Yeah.
He got drafted when I was in when I graduated high school or something like that in 2005. Like, yikes. But yeah, this guy's gonna be their number one tight end. Luke Musgrave. Buddy Love at the helm. Like you said, he's still a rookie quarterback. It's always good for rookie quarterbacks to have that security blanket with their tight end. Maybe they build that chemistry together. I don't know. But just one guy to kind of watch. Like I said, I'd never seen the Packers high on tight ends, and they're not really known for using their tight ends a lot in the receiving game. And if they do, it's usually they have 2 or 3 different tight ends that have like 3 touchdowns each or something. So you got a total of 9 touchdowns between 3 or 4 different tight ends. So maybe there's a different. Maybe they change it up. Maybe there's that's a hard one, man. I just not draftable for me though.
I don't know, man. This is a big boy. A big boy.
6'6",
254 pounds. That's a big boy.
Now all the tight ends are big like that though, man. Whoa.
Man. Come on. Pause. Yo.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're bound to always get one, huh? But so NFL Spin Zone is saying that the Packers may have found their Travis Kelce. What do you think about that? You know
that's a little bit. That's putting a little too much on it right there, man.
You think
too
so?
much on it. Yeah, come on, man. Travis Kelce. I don't know what it is, but all I know is KC's the only one that making tight ends like that, man. Would they have Tony Gonzalez before that?
Hey,
that was TG, man.
Well, we'll check him out Friday, man. We get to check him out Friday. Packers playing the Bengals, so we'll get to check out Mr. Musgraves then and see what he's doing.
Yeah, man. Let's move on to my guy right there for the Raiders.
Oh, this guy.
My boy, Michael Mayers, tight end, drafted early in the 2nd round. He's projected 37 receptions, 390 yards, 3 touchdowns. I think he gets more than that. I don't think he's gonna blow the roof off of his stats, but I think he goes for a cool like 600 to 700 yards, maybe 5 touchdowns, something mediocre. Because this guy's gonna be taking all the reps. He had a grade coming out of college, just saying he's kind of like a Jason Witten type, younger Jason Witten type, back in his heyday. So I mean, he has all the tools to be able to be successful.
So
the biggest question, he's a little slow. He's a good target, but he can get open and he can get into space. Like that's all he needs is a little bit of room. But he's got great hands. You throw anything to him, he can catch it. But the bigger question is my boy throwing him the rock. So
Jimmy likes his tight ends. So just saying, Jimmy likes his tight ends. Look at what he did with Kittle.
Yeah. Who didn't like the tight ends over there in Frisco when we saw Kittle take a dip in his stats?
That was Trey.
Was it Trey?
That was Trey.
All right. Well, maybe Jimmy is out there firing at a tight end, and maybe we see something there. But yeah, I mean, I know I would take later in the rounds, maybe towards the end of the draft, maybe one of those guys you kind of hold on to. Tight ends are the hardest position to find after the first 3 are gone, man. Maybe 4 this year because I think we had a little up spike in tight ends this season. But after those, what do you say, Billy? 5 tight ends, maybe
5, yeah. Yeah, we got about 5 good ones. You got Kelce, you got Andrews, you got Kittle, you got Hawkinson, and then you got Gerald Everett. Gerald Everett is probably a little below, like maybe 6, 7.
I think Ingram's there. The potential's
there.
there.
Evan Ingram, you got Gerald Everett somewhere right there. I mean, you got a couple right there, but
yeah, but we're talking about a 12-man team or 12-man league. So where are the other 6 tight ends at? for starters.
True. I mean, you ain't got him.
Yeah. So we're looking for. You're looking for. Hey, did you leave Kittle off that list?
Nah, I said Kittle.
Oh, okay.
I said Kittle third, and then Hawkinson fourth.
Oh, and then you got your boy Kyle Pitts.
Stop it. But Michael Mayer's a 6'4", 265, man. So I see why everybody says that Raider fans are probably the most delusional, because from the Raider Ramble, Raiders tight end Michael Mayer is dark horse candidate for offensive rookie of the year.
Jeez, that's putting a little too much on it. First of all, what are you doing in the Raider Ramble? I think you had that bookmarked right on the top left.
It's on Google.
No, okay. I thought you had it on your bookmarks.
I only got Google, bro. I don't even know what the Raider Ramble is.
Neither do I.
Well, now you know you're gonna go check that shit out after this.
I already got it downloaded. That must be a diehard Raider fan for sure. So
possibly.
Yeah. I don't. That's not even no. With all the receivers we just talked about, there's no way, man. But what I'm saying is, got to keep your eye on. We want to watch the tight ends. It's one of the hardest positions to fill after those first 5 or 6 we just talked about. Rookie tight ends, man. Those are the ones you want to keep an eye on. That's the hardest one to fill. But let's keep moving on, which is one of the guys I really like going into this season. Dalton Kincaid. We're talking going to the Buffalo Bills. He's got a quarterback. They got a receiver. I think they got the running game fixed up a little bit. Super Bowl contending team ever since Josh Allen's been there. All they're missing is a tight end. This guy's one of the best coming out of college. I see a lot of things on him. What's the size and weight on this guy?
He is. Hold on, real quick. My bad. Go back here. He is 6'4", 240. So a little smaller. But I mean, still big. Still got some weight to him. Pause.
What about your boy Knox? They got Knox out there, right?
Man, look at man. Knox is hit or miss. He had one good season. Last season, I don't know where he was at. He had one good game, and then I don't know that was towards the end of the season. But I feel like they drafted Dalton Kincaid for a reason. They already knew that Dawson Knox wasn't it after last season. Man, he had potential. I don't know what happened. He just fell off. But maybe this actually rejuvenates Dawson. Maybe he has himself a good season too. But I feel like Dalton Kincaid is actually going to come out there and be the man for Buffalo. They're already saying that he's going into the top target for Josh Allen, man, in training camp. So that's saying a lot. If Josh Allen's slinging him the ball already in training camp, that's only going to transfer right to the regular season games.
They said for his size that he's got really good speed and his hands are just amazing. So if you put all that together with a tight end, yeah, that's probably that's a weapon right there. And then you still got Diggs. You still got Diggs out there on the outside. You know what I mean? You still got your boy Gabe Davis out there on the other side who goes MIA once in a while. But
once in a while, you mean half the season? He'll be there he'll show up like 2 games and then be gone, and then show up another game and a half and then be gone.
Yeah, but totally, man. I think this guy goes pretty. I think he's like the first rookie tight end to get drafted for sure.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I know there's one more guy ranked above him, but they said this guy is kind of like he's like a hybrid. He's the hybrid tight end that's coming into the league. That's just kind of like a receiver type, but he's built like a tight end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, the upside on this guy's ridiculous, and he's playing for Buffalo, where Josh Allen's throwing the ball to everybody. So one of the guys to keep an eye on. I know this is one of the guys I have targeted in my fantasy drafts towards the end of the
same here, bro.
Yeah, I got him I got a big target on this guy. Yeah, for sure, man. I know a lot of people don't know about him because when these rookies are coming out, man, in fantasy football, everybody's looking at the big names. And towards the end of the draft, some of us are too drunk to figure out, hey, who the heck is this guy? And I'll take him anyways. But yeah, so you see Dalton Kincaid, keep an eye on him. Last guy I want to talk about, who's the number I think they got him high at the end of the first round. Lions had so many picks in the first round. So they took it on a tight end because they got rid of TJ Hawkinson. they went right back to the well and got him another tight end.
6'3",
Sam Laporta.
245.
That's wide receiver kind of like statue kind of
Oh, for
type.
sure.
22 out of Iowa. Looking at his
Iowa
picture.
and Iowa breeds tight end. Where do you think Kittle's from? Iowa, bro.
Is he?
Came out of Iowa.
Oh, maybe he's
You didn't know that?
I didn't know he came out of Iowa. I don't follow the
Yeah.
Niners, man.
It don't matter if you follow the Niners or not. You know who Kittle is. That's just college.
Who's Kittle?
Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah, so the Lions went right back to the well. They are missing a tight end after they got rid of Hawkinson. It didn't hurt them after they got rid of Hawkinson. The offense was still flowing, but if they feel like they got them a hitter right here with Sam Laporta, I don't know I didn't really read up too much on this guy. I kind of looked at all the other ones, but he's got his numbers projected at 39 receptions, 437 yards, 3 touchdowns. Probably a guy I look at in training camp and in preseason for my other drafts, not for this draft coming up because it's this Saturday, so I'll probably miss that. But there's a couple of games on Friday, right?
Yeah,
a lot of games on Friday.
It looks like Sam is actually tight end 1 in Detroit now.
They didn't have no tight end out there. That's why.
No, I know they didn't, but I'm just saying he is the tight end 1, but people are saying that rookie tight ends always disappoint, but we'll see, man. We'll see. They got Jared Goff, man. Again, that was my dark horse. He needs another target. He used TJ Hawkinson a lot. So I mean, if Sam Laporta can come in and be at least, somewhat of a TJ Hawkinson, get down the field, get those routes right, get that ball, he's gonna do some damage. He's gonna get in the end zone. He's gonna, you know what I'm saying? So
TJ Hawkinson really wasn't built he's like a slim tight end type build, huh? He's not really like that bigger bulk tight end that's gonna hold you up with help with the run. I don't think he's really good with the run game. Hawkinson really is. I think he's more that pass catching type of tight end.
6'5". It doesn't say his weight though. But yeah, no. He was more of a wide receiver type.
Yeah.
He did he did block, but I think Sam Laporta has a chance at being at least a decent tight end and actually making somewhat of a splash. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of good news reports already about him, like just from what I'm looking, and not like when I looked at everybody else, it wasn't like this. Between him and Dalton Kincaid, man, and Michael Mayer, it seems like those 3 tight ends are the ones to look at.
Most definitely, man. That's what we're here to bring up these names, just in case you see them on draft day. Keep an eye out. I know there's people with dynasty leagues. I know there's people with keeper leagues. So just always keep an eye out. We're always trying to find a talent for you guys, man. We're always trying to do the homework just to get their name out there. Because, when you hit the draft, you're like, oh, Kincaid, I heard that name over there. I heard him talking about that. There we go. But, yeah, that's what I got, man, for rookies to watch. Got my eye on a couple of these guys, and hopefully I can take some of these guys to my team on Saturday.
For sure, man. Are you ready for this draft, man?
Can't wait, man. I got to do a couple more mock drafts because my boy's going to snake me here with the number 3 pick. I got to switch it up a little bit.
I got to do some mock drafts too. I got to get ready for the 6th position, bro. I gotta make sure that, again, I'm doing the zero running back draft. This is my first time doing it, so if you guys don't know what that is, 0 running back means that I am going heavy on wide receivers, tight ends, all the way up from rounds 1 through 5, 6 maybe, and then I'll grab me a running back and then do it that way. Especially now that we're doing the two flex system, roster. I feel like it's gonna benefit me more to make sure that I have these wide receivers and tight ends. Also, maybe if I can snatch me up a good quarterback in round 2, get my Josh Allen. You know what I'm saying? You never know. We'll see how it plays out, because it's gonna be hard. Somebody's gonna want Josh Allen probably in the end of the first, early second. So
yeah, hey, that's a rough one coming all the way back. I think the quarterbacks start to go off the board at like 11, 12, and then you got 13, 14 wrapping around that corner, man. Yeah, it's gonna be rough, man. You just got to keep your fingers crossed on that one. I know Josh Allen's gonna be. I think Jose's got his eye on him pretty good, but I think you're before him coming back, right?
Yeah.
So
Damn. No, he is before me coming back
okay,
because
so
I'm
yeah,
before him going up.
maybe he goes Pat Mahomes on the way back.
I think so. I think that's what he said he's gonna do.
Pat Mahomes, and he's probably marrying him up with Travis Kelsey.
Unless I go Kelsey first.
Yee.
He ain't gonna
Oh
get that.
man, yikes! Well, that's all I got with the rookies, man. We got anything else
Nah, man.
other
We
than
can.
draft, man? Well, what are you looking forward to the draft on Saturday, man? What's the number one thing you looking forward to?
Looking forward to just being with the guys, man, hanging out, chilling, talking football, bullshitting, man. It's back. Talking football, man, it's back. I'm just excited to be, here again. I love fantasy football. I love football in general, man. You know what I'm saying? It just feels good. We're gonna do the special podcast Saturday, so that's gonna be fun. We'll have like most, try to get everybody in there, get a quick interview with them, ask them what their, little draft strategy is. You know what I'm saying? Just have some fun. Show our little games that we're gonna play. We're gonna play some cornhole, things like that, man. So I don't know. I'm just looking forward to just chilling and bullshitting, man. Talk
Yeah,
football.
man, it's gonna be fun out there. It's always a good time out there at Jose's house. Everybody's gonna be together. Tri-tip sandwiches on the menu this weekend. That sounds pretty good. We're gonna go get like 8 tri-tips. We'll be out there on the grill. Hopefully Jose helps me out this time and doesn't leave me hanging in the sun with no canopy. And I get sunburned like every year. So yeah, man, it's just nice, man. Football's back. Check out a couple preseason games as we're drafting out there, and yeah,
Probably
man.
have the Madden on there and everything.
Yeah, put the Madden out there, man. Win some money in cornhole, pay for my league fees. So yeah, everything will be all good to go. And yeah, I'm excited. Can't wait, man.
Yes, sir, man. Good luck for you this Saturday. I know that we're gonna talk. I know that everybody's gonna be drinking. I'm probably gonna bring me a little bottle. I'll bring a bottle of tequila, share it. I like that additive free shit. You know what I'm saying? I like the good tequila that leaves you with no hangovers, man. But yeah, let's go. We can cut this one off early, man. I know you look tired already.
Yeah, man.
I'm tired too, but it was good. Make sure you guys go check out those those rookie wide receivers, those rookie tight ends, and our little dark horses, man. I mean, do your homework, man. We're here. We're here to help. Remember, you can reach out to us on Instagram, on Twitter. You guys can email us if you guys still do email. We're TIYFpod@gmail.com. We're TIYFpod on Instagram and on Twitter. So hit us up, man. If you got questions, you guys need some roster help, some draft pick help, man. We here. You got anything else before we get out of here?
Hold on, man. Hold on. Let me get a mid-season form real quick. Raiders. Yeah, there we go.
If you guys are drafting tomorrow, this week, man, good luck. But we'll see you Saturday. We'll be live from Jose's. This is your boy Billy F. Gates, aka Steamin' Billy Beeman, with This Is Your Fantasy Podcast, man. We out.